G'day punters, welcome to another big edition of Greyhound Gold post the Sandgroper. We've got to shake off that hangover. We've got the Mandurah Derby final this Friday night. We've got Mandurah Oaks heats on Friday. We've got the Sprinters Plate on Saturday. Plenty to get through. Before that, introducing not quite David Short, but the next best thing, James Broadhurst. How are you, JP?
Oh, I'll take it, I guess. Next best?
Well, we went through the list of
It's not
possible
quite David
hosts,
Short.
and yeah, not quite David. That's a good name for a greyhound if we ever get one.
That's right.
JV, how do we find you today?
Yeah, good, mate. Looking forward to this chasing on the weekend. Not much time to get over the Sandgroper, straight into all these feature races happening. Of course, had the Miata as well on Saturday. There's been a lot. There's been action-packed. Bring it on.
Plenty going on. I did need a bit of a hangover cure last Friday, actually, but that's a story for
You're
another.
in good form, mate.
Yeah. Had a bit to save.
Not on the punt, but good form.
No,
in other
it went
regards.
horrible. Yeah, I actually couldn't afford the McFlurry the next day. So anyway, we swiftly move on. Before we do that, though, we'll have a look at the run of the week. And surprise, surprise, it was a history-making night out here at Cannington on Thursday with the second running of the Sandgroper and Hector Fawley taking it out for the Ladbroke slot. And one of the greatest performances we've seen at Cannington. The race began with Sunset Fraser beginning well from the inside, winning that early speed battle. He was able to outmuster the likes of Mapunga Smoky, Trooper Tears, Explicit. Through the pen, he was able to put up a 4-length lead on the chasing pack, which was led by Mapunga Smoky and Explicit. They were in the box seat, but then undid each other, really, when Explicit wanted to get down the inside, Smoky wanted to get off, and they went back through the field. The gap opened up for Hector Fawley, and didn't he let down? This was electric. He quickly set up after Fraser, who had about an 8 or 9 length lead, went straight past Fraser, ended up winning by 4 1/4 lengths, a run-home record on the way through as well. The sectionals on the evening for Hector Fawley were 5:59 early, 18:57 up the back, 10:85 on the run home. Never been done before, 29:42 the overall time. James, not many dogs run 29:42. Not many dogs run that time when they're last at the first turn. I know he did get that gap up the back, but he also had the option to go down the inside. He elected not to do that. That was the race-winning manoeuvre. For those reasons, all that considered, this is possibly, in my time, the greatest performance I've seen at Cannington. What a win. Congratulations to the slot holders, Lake Bros, and of course, Lisa Cockerell as well. What a performance.
Pretty special, wasn't it? We're only 2 years into the Sandgroper, a new race that's trying to build its own mythology. And when you get runs like that, a sensational effort with a good dog defeating a brilliant field, it really builds the race up, doesn't it? The build up to this race was superb, and then it delivered on the night.
And also opens up options for slot holders going forward, because Ladbroke's selecting a run-on dog, a dog who was more so known over 600 metres. A lot of slots going for that early speed component. When Sunset Fraser was in the race, it was very hard for those dogs to lead. So it just shows, it's not necessarily going to be about early speed going forward. There is still an element of maybe trying to find that run-on dog who can certainly fill those placings, because there's good money for second and third, even if a leader does get away. So, really strong night out here. Congratulations to Runaway to Mars on taking out the Sun Chaser as well. And of course, we can't forget Chloe Ant, who won the Miata last week for Team Crudelli. Really strong performance that, running down Argyle Queen. So
nice run. Good race that.
Yeah, for sure. Some worthy winners over the weekend. Let's get away from the rear vision mirror now and head to Mandurah on Friday night. My best bet, race 9, number 8, Sunset Blackhawk. The move to the outside is key here. This greyhound has drawn inside in recent times, particularly in the Sprinters Plate, I should say, last Saturday night at Cannington. Was not able to qualify for that. Comes back to Mandurah, which is a suitable assignment. Runs good time here, runs really good early sections. I expect him to stay out wide on the track, do his thing, and from there he'll be very hard to beat. For a bit of value there, race 5, number 2, Scramble Button in early markets with tab touches around $10 in this heat of the Mandurah Oaks. Really good performance first up last week for Eric Campana. 5:41 to the first mark at Cannington, 30:17 overall. They're the kind of times and sections that go really well in an Oaks series, particularly at Mandurah, and if you can bring that early speed to Mandurah on that bend start, she'll find herself in front. Clearly has some ability, will prove hard to catch. I thought it was a nice price. So race 5, number 2, Scramble Button to go. Race 9, number 8, Sunset Blackhawk there Friday night. What do you got for us, JB?
Before I give you my tips, mate, neither of us are tipping on it, which probably shows there's a little bit of a difficult race, but quickly, your thoughts on the derby?
I'll be looking towards Sunset Pepe. I've got huge respect for my Aniki boy. Didn't really like how the sort of stronger dogs in the race drew, so I'll be looking to those. But really, I thought it was a close their eyes and throw the darts.
A little bit like that. Myaniki Boy for me only because of the record over the distance, but he's a good
Huge
field.
performance last week.
Definitely. Okay, my best and value for Friday night down there for best bet, heading towards race 10, number 1, Apache Havoc. This dog should be highballing it out in front, I reckon. Doesn't launch, but gets into stride after
Turn
the
of foot's
first
very
couple, and should be doing that. Look, the scratching of Unleashed Mayhem certainly helps. It's probably taking out the main threat here. So race 10, number 1, Apache Havoc for me is my best bet and value play, heading towards race 2, number 3, Cupid's Dream. Hoping we get a bit of a price about this dog because he has been going well over the 400.
Not now, you've tipped it.
Well, I'm not sure many punters will be jumping in on this, to be honest, but the dog has been going well over the 400 since he's arrived from over east. Look, if Curate's Egg jumps to the front from the pole, we might be in a bit of trouble here, but if that doesn't happen, I think a Cupid's Dream should be playing a big role in this race. Race 2, number 3, Cupid's Dream on Friday night.
Getting it done nice and early there. Let's turn our attention to Cannington on Saturday. Of course, the Sprinters Plate is headlining this meeting. I do have a selection in that race as well. My best bet, though, race 3, number 3, Argyle Queen. Was just run down over this distance last week in the Group Premier. This is a very poor race. Plain and simple. Some of those key dogs like Western Nugget, Chloe Ant, not there.
There's still some early speed in this, which is what Argyle Queen
I'm
needs.
pretty confident can lead. Speed
yeah.
Freak led last week, was very disappointing, went 560-ish to the mark. She can go mid-550s. She doesn't... early in her career, she was quite reliant on outside draw. That's really not the case now, particularly over 700 metres. So I expect her to fly in the front, and she's bringing a bit of consistency that really hasn't been there with some of these grade 5, 700 metre types in recent times. So I thought she was a nice enough price there at $3 to mark the best bet there. So race 3, number 3, Argyle Queen, going very, very well. For a bit of value, keen here. Race 5, number 3, Aussie Singman. Not often you get $15 and $3.60 to place about the greyhound who ran the second fastest time of all the heats and got beat. Not often you get that. Ran 21.80, running a very good second behind, as I forget the dog's name.
Agent 11.
Agent 11, who was a very good winner. Had box 1. Agent 11 now has box 7. I didn't quite know where some of these well-fancied runners were going to find themselves in the run, but at $3.60 a place, Aussie Singman has done very well over the 488 at Mandurah, being that run-on type. Can show a little bit early speed, but don't really want him to do that here. Can get to the rail here, and being on the rail over 380 is crucial because there's always that bit of traffic up the track. Something's going to get that inside run. Sure, if one of these dogs goes 635 to the mark, gets away, runs 21.7, probably in a bit of trouble for the win point of view, but at 360 a place was a no-brainer to me and what I thought was a very even field. So very keen on the value bet there each way. Place heavy. Race 5, number 3, Aussie Singman. Race 3, number 3, Argyle Queen, the best bet.
Like the theory there, going for a bit of value in a race which
Hector Foley is
could be anything happening. Oh, good. I like
There we
that.
go.
Yeah, excellent. My best bet for Saturday night, race 7, number 8, West on Booney. Bit of a no-brainer. This one's had that run back now last week and then steps up to the 600 metre where he is absolutely superb. So I think he will be getting back to the winner's circle. West on Booney, race 7, number 8. And for value play, heading towards race 4, number 4, Eugenius. Probably my favourite moment of the night on the Sandgroper night was seeing Jay Jacobson near the end of the evening with all the hats on her head. She'd been round to all the betting agencies and collected, the betting providers and collected the hats and had them
the
all.
green one, that was
good. So good to catch up with her. And of course, then we got to see Eugenius win on the night. What a great win that was, backing up from a good win the week before. Look, obviously this is a big step up at free-to-all level, coming up against some gun dogs, but I think Eugenius will be up there early with them, with the just behind the likes of Sunset Fraser and Runaway to Mars here, and then who knows, if Eugenius is able to position up behind them, time suggests that he'll be very competitive.
He's back running the times
Yes.
now, which is the big
Yeah.
thing. He did win a feature race.
Right.
Keith Harding would have been,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it was around that 30:16 mark, getting well below 30 seconds now, which is crucial. And
on a
that's what-
consistent basis. Yeah,
Big time.
So yeah, I think the dog's absolutely flying at the moment. As I mentioned, tough race to come into against these star dogs, but Eugenius, I think, can play a role. Not brave enough to necessarily go outright. I'd be definitely going each way here, but go Eugenius.
Fair enough. They are our selections for another big week of chasing here in Western Australia. If you haven't got much to do this weekend, why not come down? We've just
Well,
had-
even if you do, forget your
correct,
plans.
but
Come down.
Yeah, I mean, well, they're the reasons why I'm single. That's a story for another day. Friday night, really good card out there at Mandurah. No reason why
Yeah.
not to get down to the Peel Circuit. Some people taking off Friday as well, make it an extra long
Yes.
weekend. Get down to the Coastal Circuit, rock and roll greyhound racing down there, and Cannington as steady as you like. On Saturday night, we'll be down here at the Box One restaurant. Really good food, having ourselves a good time. But that will do us, JB, for another week. But you can tune in this time next week for another big edition of Greyhound Gold.